Hello everyone, my name is Canon King and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I tell interesting or scary stories that I found online and stories that you guys submit to me. If you'd like me to read a story of your own, you can submit it to the Reddit link down below in the description, or even contact me on my social media. I do not mind. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So I had originally posted this on a Wendigo page on Reddit, but was told it wasn't a Wendigo. I came for maybe some answers, just not sure what's going on. I'm freaked out. I did not know what a Wendigo was until this morning, after I looked up something I described as a Wendigo. I have never seen a movie or anything with this type of creature before. Maybe I've seen it without fully remembering on something, but I'm telling you, I have no memory of anything like this. I live in Montana in a foresty area. I had a dream I was outside my house, looking into the woods, and saw this really tall humanoid creature with antlers and had deer fur all over it. It was just staring at me. I yelled at it saying, "Hey, go away," and just staring at me. Then I looked away for a second at my house to see how close I was, and when I looked back, it was gone. I started moving towards my house and a female deer and its baby was in between my house and I. It looked at me and charged at me. I started dodging it and running away, trying to get closer to the house. It took a while for me to get in my house. It felt as if this deer was trying to really hurt me. It kept charging at me and trying to use its hoofs to knock me down. It was a really strange and scary experience. I eventually made it back to the house. Time passed a little bit in the house, and when I looked out of my back door, down the hill, I saw the creature again. The Wendigo, which I still didn't know what it was at the time. It was staring at me again. I stood my doors open and yelled, "Hey!" And the creature ran up the hill effortlessly, in only a few steps it seemed, and was super fast. It was right up in front of me before I could even react. Then I woke up. I didn't see its face close up. I just woke up. I woke up feeling super creeped out and had no idea why I dreamt that or what it was. This morning I described what I saw on Google and Wendigo seemed like the only option it was. Nothing else seemed to match the description. What really creeped me out afterward is that it described Wendigos as I did and said they were super fast and they could take other forms like a deer or a wolf. It's described as an evil spirit. Does anyone know what this could mean exactly, or has anyone had similar dreams before? Update: the following day my children were looking at our backyard at a deer, which is super normal due to where we live, and my 3-year-old daughter said, "That one's dead." And I gasped and said, "No, it's not, it's walking around." She said, "No, the one on the grass." So I got up and looked, and it was a dead baby deer. I was in denial at first and thought it must be sleeping, but I soon found out when my husband and I went out to look at it that it was very dead. It looked like it had been attacked. I do have dogs and I'm thinking that's what had happened, but a weird coincidence. I'm definitely freaking out. I've been seeing this weird creature outside my neighbor's house for a while. They're right across the road from me, so I get a pretty clear view of it. It's like the shadow thing that blends in with the dark, but if you catch it and keep your eye on it, it looks slightly darker than the dark. It crawls around their yard, a lot on all fours, but the way it crawls looks like the girl from The Grudge. And it honestly looks like a kid. But it's not a kid because we don't have any that live in the neighborhood. Now that was the first time when I saw it. The second time I was smoking a joint on my front porch, and I spotted it crawling out from behind the garage cans. Needless to say, I noped back inside. The way it crawled out was kind of shaky and wobbly compared to the first time. Then one night, I was walking my dog, a cute little min pin named Dakota, and she just started going insane barking at their house. Now this time I didn't see it, but I just know my dog had to sense it. But what I don't understand is why it's seen me clear as day on my porch, but it still only stalks my neighbor's house. Wouldn't it want to kick my ass too if it were a skinwalker? To be real, I don't even know what it is. A few years ago, my sister and I were in a nearby creek to my apartment complex, and we were on a little walk until my sister just abruptly stopped and just said, "We need to go. I'll tell you when we get up." And I was just confused, so I just went with it. I was mildly scared, but still kept calm, until my sister said, "I saw a thing that was hunched over and was slowly coming towards us, that looked whitish and had its backbone sticking up out of it." I just froze in fear. Although my sister has hallucinations sometimes, it's never as clear as the things she told me, things I would soon hear again. Current day, I was chilling after my friend and I chased after her friends. I was slowly walking with another friend after her, whom was running. My friend talked for a minute and then just left them alone. I came back and I got a new call, and I was in a group of her friends. They asked me if I saw a cat running in the woods or a coyote, and I just said no. Then they asked me something I will never forget. "Were you chasing two kids on all fours?" I just said no, and asked why for a description, and they described every last detail my sister had seen a few years ago, but we were pretty damn sure it was not a coyote. I, male 28, was young at the time, no older than 16. In my area of the town at the time, it was mostly family housing, standard suburban life. We also had a few woods around. My friend, I will call her A, was with me. We were walking through the woods. It was normal. We did it every Saturday. When one day we heard screaming for help deep in the woods. Immediately I wanted to run to the source of the sound, but A, who was almost in tears through fear, literally dragged me out of the woods. I forgot that memory. I suffered brain damage as a child, and my memory comes in and out. I just remembered that day. I'm now also crying in terror. Whatever was calling for help, it was not human. And all of a sudden, as these memories came, I feel like I'm being hunted. I feel like right now I am being watched. So this is something that I'm still experiencing to this day. Like, literally as I'm typing this. I'm just going to start at the beginning. I live in a rural area surrounded by woods, and that's about it. A few years after moving here, me and my brother started hearing things in the woods at night. It started off just sounding like an animal, until we both heard what sounded like a little girl saying, "Hello." When looking around with my father, no one was around. This continued for years, but never to this extent. A few months ago, I was walking home from taking out the trash. It was around 9 p.m. and dark. As I walked, I could hear something following me in the woods next to me. I assumed it was a squirrel or something until I heard laughing directly in my ear, loud. I was unable to run due to a mild leg injury at the time, so I just called my mom as I walked home. Nothing else happened that night. After that, our dogs would start barking like crazy every night at around that time. Then, starting a few months ago, this thing started trying to imitate our dogs. We've always let the dogs in at 7 p.m. and around 9 p.m. the barking would start. The barking in question, though, is very obvious not natural. It is almost human-like and follows a strict pattern. Bark, 1 second. Bark, bark, 3 seconds. And repeats for about 30 minutes before stopping. Once stopping, there will be taps and scratching on my window for a few minutes before everything stops and completely returns to normal. No one else in my house really cares as much as I do, and I know I'm probably overreacting. There's probably a decent explanation to this, but for now, I'm going to assume it's some sort of SW. And that's it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Please comment down below what you like and what you don't like, so I can get an idea what to put more or less in these kind of videos. If you have any stories of your own that you'd like to share with me, please do contact me on my social media page, or even in the subreddit page with the link down below in the description. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and even share with your friends if you'd like to. I would very much appreciate it if we could hit 500 before the end of the year. We're already on 465 subscribers, so I am really excited. Anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing and safe week. I will see you next time. Bye bye.